Good morning or afternoon, whatever time it is you're watching this. My name is Kyle, just your average homeowner with a small piece of land. I happen to have a homeowner grade John Deere 1025R tractor. There's a lot of other people out on YouTube talking about the John Deere 1025R's specifics and everything about it, why they chose it, the good, the bad, all that stuff. I might go over some of that at some point in time, but more so I kind of want to just take you through the journey of using this piece of equipment to do upgrades on the property here. We have just under 2 acres, so it's not a lot. Half of it is in woods. The other half of it is a sizable front yard, all the way to the street. So I've been using the tractor to do small upgrades here for the last 8 or 9 months that I've had it. I've got just over 30 hours on it, so I haven't done a full service on it or anything yet, waiting till about 50 hours for that. I got it in the winter, so I did some plowing with it, clearing the driveway, but I have a lot of other projects that I want to take you guys through, just kind of show you how an average homeowner would use something like this on small to, we'll say, small to mid-size projects, nothing too large. I've already done a couple of things. I'll show you some clips of those. So we actually used to have a deck right here, and you can kind of see, because I haven't put the new stairs on just yet, where the deck kind of was. It was very small. It was about a 10 by 10 just coming off the house. So we tore that off, dug the footings out, the cement footings out, the sonotubes, prepped the ground, got the stone thrown in. When we got the concrete delivered, the truck could only come up to about here. We actually had to fill up the bucket to the tractor and dump all the cement over here. So it was very handy for that. So we actually had this garden here before, we just never had it fenced in. One of the things I used the backhoe for, which made it what would have been probably a good 30 minutes to 45 minute project with a shovel and probably destroying my back, a 5-minute operation, just digging holes to put these posts in for the door here in the fence. So the plan for this fall is actually to take the fence down. This is kind of more of a temporary fence at the moment, and extend the garden out behind the shed here by another, I don't know, probably 10 feet or so, coming back this way. And I'm actually going to till up the ground, try to do some things that we've never grown before, just a little bit bigger of a garden here, and the tractor will be handy for that. There used to be a shed right here. Big tree came down, crushed it at one point, so that got taken out. But there's still some stuff here, some remnants I want to clean up, so I'm just going to use the tractor to pull some of that out of the ground, clean it up. I've got all of these cement patio pieces here that have just been stacked up for a while. I've got a project in the woods going on, and I want to put a little patio and a sitting area out there, so I'm going to use these as some of the spots to set stuff, and we're going to move those out. Over here where I parked the tractor, there's a lot of rocks in the ground. We're in New England, so it's very rocky out here, and a lot of these are going to pose a problem when I come out here and start to do leaf cleanup. So one of the things that I've actually really liked using the grapple for, believe it or not, is leaf cleanup. So I can take my backpack blower, blow all the leaves from the front yard, from the road, all the way into the backyard, into a big pile back here where I keep all the tractor parts. The problem is when I come in with the grapple to grab everything and bring it out into the woods, where I'll show you where I put all of the yard waste and everything. It's more of a compost pile. Grabbing them with all these rocks in the way here, that poses a problem. So I want to dig those out, get them out of the way, clean this corner of the yard up where I collect all the leaves and pick them up and bring them out here. This is a little trail I put in with the tractor. So we had to knock down a couple of small trees, dig out some stumps to be able to get out here with it, create a decent little driving path to come out, open it up in here so I can turn around. This is all last season's leaves, so I've got to kind of turn the pile, consolidate the pile, make room for this season's leaves that I want to put out here. But as the trail continues this way, it opens up here, and the plan is to put a sitting area, a little fire pit, picnic table, something out here, maybe some maybe some seats over here, and clear out this spot, whether it be right here or maybe right here. But as you can see, we've got some water down there, very slow moving water. It's not quite standing water. It's very steep right here, to try to get down there to do anything, put kayaks out or anything like that. Maybe I'll try that at some point. But the ducks like to come in here, and you can actually see something swimming down there right now. So we want to make a sitting area out here anyways. The entire property from the previous owner was lined with this fence here. So I need to pull all of that out, clean it up. But essentially this will be another area to use now finally of the property. We've lived here about 6 years or so and we just haven't used this area, but now having the little tractor, being able to get out here, clean up, knock trees over, dig stumps out, just do what needs to be done, bring some of the other supplies out here that I want to use, it's going to make it a lot easier to complete that project and just use this space. So one of the questions that I had ahead of time as I was researching tractors and trying to figure out which brand I wanted to go with in this size category is how hard is it to take the implements and attachments on and off. So I figured right now, since I need to take the mowing deck off and I need to put the loader and backhoe back on for what we need to do, I'm gonna time myself and we'll just do a little time lapse here just to see how, realistically, I mean, how long does it actually take to do these swaps? I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it takes very long. It doesn't bother me. I've switched them on and off multiple times in a day, just depending on what it is that I'm doing. Let's do a time lapse and let's see how long it actually takes. All right, so it's now actually the following day. Yesterday got away from me a little bit, but we're gonna do this time lapse. I have my stopwatch handy. We're gonna get it going. We're gonna see how long this takes. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and hit stop. That's 7 minutes and 24 seconds. It's almost 7.5 minutes. Now there's a couple of things that I had to do and kind of finagle around with. These have been sitting here for probably 3 weeks since I last used the loader or the backhoe. So they settle down a little bit. One of the things that I do is I actually put a couple of cinder blocks, you probably saw me throwing those over there, underneath the backhoe so it doesn't settle down into the ground. That's just something that I've learned over time is necessary, otherwise it settles straight down into the ground. Much harder to back up to it, hook the hydraulics up, get it off the ground, try to align to it, unhook, realign, get back up. So it becomes a little bit more of a headache at that point in time. So I find that it's a lot easier to put some cinder blocks or prop it up somehow. For 7.5 minutes, that's really not that bad. I unhooked the mower, pulled around, I put the loader back on, turned back around, backed up to and hooked up to the backhoe. Had to get the hydraulics all set there, connect the hoses. But 7.5 minutes, you do it a couple of times, you get used to it, you understand the flow of it, and it works a lot better. All right, so the video is probably dragging on and on with me talking about all of the projects that I have done or want to do. I'm going to do videos on some of those coming up, just in case you do want to follow along, or maybe you want to give me some tips and tricks. I'm not doing everything perfectly. I'm kind of figuring it out as I go. The whole point of this video is really just to show you how easy it is to take the attachments on and off. So hopefully you have a little bit more understanding of what that is. 7.5 minutes is not that bad at all. I hope to see you in the next video. Not sure what it'll be yet. One of the projects around the property. Thanks for watching.